It's almost Christmas time in the year 2011, the year of grace. And as we prepare to celebrate this holy day and the birth of a baby Savior, I've got a question. Do you really believe that it happened the way they say it did? The way that it's recorded in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? That a star led shepherds to a place and wise men followed. And the baby was born in a manger? Well, let's look at the story. First off, you've got a man and a donkey and a young Jewish girl named Mary. Probably still in her mid to late teens, I think they say. There's a knock at the door. Tick, 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 tick. Go away, there's no room here. Sir, my name is Joseph, and I'm with my wife, and she is expecting a child. I told you go away. I have no room here. Well, what about your manger, sir, this stable out here? Could we possibly spend the night there? Fine, go to the stable, but please leave me alone. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. You see, my wife, she is expecting a child, and she might have a child and give birth at any moment. She could give birth within the hour. Fine, I said, go away. And so Joseph and the donkey and Mary went to this stable where there was straw covering the floor, and there he found oxen and sheep and cattle and goats and chickens and horses, and he prepared for her a bed there and began to think to himself, I, Joseph, am going to deliver a baby? Surely not. Out in the countryside, in the hills of Bethlehem, there were shepherds tending their sheep, keeping watch over their flock. One young shepherd was astonished at what he saw. Papa, Uncle, come look. Look, what is this? Oh no, it's a spirit. It's a spirit. No, it was an angel. And the angel said to the shepherds, Be not afraid. I come to bring you good news and glad tidings, for on this night a Savior is born, a new King. See that star high in the heavens, that brightest one that shines like no other? Follow it, and where it comes to rest, you shall find this child asleep and wrapped in swaddling clothes in the arms of his mother. Should we go? Should we listen to this angel? And so they put the sheep within the gates, and off they went in the middle of the night. Do you believe it really happened that way? That shepherds left their flock to go witness this thing that an angel told them? Now picture this. Joseph has made the manger as comfortable as he possibly can, he has found some water and boiled it over a fire, and has put some rags in the water to make them clean, like the old women from the village had told him to do. And he looked at Mary and he said, "You look like you are so full of pain." And through tear-filled eyes she said, "My husband, do what it is that you must do." And this man with carpenter's hands, rugged and calloused, reached down and brought forth a baby. Do you believe it really happened that way? In an open stable with oxen and cattle and a donkey and sheep and goats, I can imagine Joseph must have brought the animals in close so that the heat from their bodies and the breath from their nostrils would help keep Mary and the infant as warm as possible. Did he lift the child up? Did he cut the cord and gently cradle this tiny new life in his big, rugged hands? Did the child cry like a newborn baby does? Did the animals know that they were in the midst of a king? In this lowliest of lowly places, why would the Savior of the world enter? What did he have to prove? What was God's point? Why not be born in a palace and attended by servants? Do you believe it really happened like this? A carpenter and his wife in the countryside of Bethlehem, where, like so many others, they had gone to enroll in the census according to the proclamation of the law. And what became of the shepherds? As they followed this star across the countryside, and they saw it finally come to rest over a small country inn with a stable outside. From afar they could see a small fire burning and a man standing huddled in the cold, looking downward.
On Mary's lap, on Mary's lap.
The dogs began to bark. And the shepherds began to run. And as they arrive at the stables at this manger, they're expecting to see a king. And instead they see a small infant, newborn. And he was wrapped in swaddling clothes. And something told them they should kneel. Do you really believe that it happened like this? And Mary looked at Joseph and said, "Is the baby okay?" And he he said, the baby is fine. He's beautiful. He looks like you, Mary. Let me hold him. Okay. And Mary took the baby Jesus to her breast and held him close and felt his preciousness against her own skin. And Joseph couldn't help but smile, and a tear fell from his eye. Do you really believe that it happened like this? In a manger? And the story has it that a heavenly host appeared and began to sing on high and proclaim goodwill toward men and peace on all the earth. Now far away in a distant land, 3 wise men had been en route, for they had had a vision, and they too wanted to see this King of Kings. And they heard the music on high and felt deep in the depths of their soul that a miracle had taken place, and they must continue their journey to go and find and see this newborn king. Do you believe that it happened like this? That angels sang on high and shepherds traveled across the land and wise men journeyed to a place called Bethlehem to see an infant Savior? Do you think that God in all of His glory could have made it happen like this? Well, let's say that it did. Let's say that this young mother was now tired, and this young father exhausted, and these good and wise shepherds prepared a fire and cooked a meal and sat outside the stable on this very starry night and spoke of what they had just seen and heard, while inside the baby slept peacefully and the heavens were full of song and majesty. Can you believe just for a moment that it happened this way? Or do you think it possibly could have happened any other way? A Savior born in a manger to a virgin and a carpenter, amongst the oxen and cattle and sheep and goats, in a place fit for a king. Do you think it could have happened just the way they say it did? Do you believe that this is the way it really happened? Well, I do. I don't believe it could have happened any other way.